I'm finding it difficult to do the things that I'm supposed to be doing. This is a common thought process that will come with either a new person coming into coaching or having coaching that is challenging for the first time. Whether you're a coach or that you're a Gen Pop person, or you're starting a new job, or you're trying to learn a new skill, there's always going to be that new element of that. There will be some level of resistance. There will be some challenge, and there will be some harder times whilst you kind of get to grips with the things that are asked of you. In coaching, when I started my process of recently dieting, and my coach gave me my plan, there was an element of challenge and change to what I'd been doing daily. And that felt uncomfortable because it was change that I knew that I needed to make, but it was away from the norm. And we know that like homeostasis is like bang in the middle. And once you take anything away from that middle, it feels like challenge. It feels like it's hard. It feels like it's different. But hard is not always the worst thing. If you know that there's a level of challenge, and you know that there's a level of going in the right direction, we should definitely embrace that level of challenge and then the level of hard that you're trying to move towards. In challenge and being like consciously aware of things that you may not be doing that you should be doing, that will give you that layer of feedback awareness to make changes going forwards. Finding something hard is often a very good representation of you moving through challenge, moving into a new zone, and going from where you were before and going forwards. There will never be a time where something better will be easier to get all of the time, especially if it's trying to learn a new habit, a new skill, do something that you've never done before. Things don't get easier the longer you do it for, or the harder, like the more complicated things get. It only creates more hard, it only goes more challenging. So therefore, you have to be comfortable with taking that challenge with you at all points. Now, there will be a point of finding it hard that there will be that over the limit, going on, 0 calories for 14 days is going to be too difficult and take you over that threshold. And for me, when I'm looking at creating challenge and creating hard, you want something that will test you just past that zone that you're capable of, whether that's the amount of clients that you're trying to handle, or the amount of exercises or steps that you're trying to do, or the amount of calories you're trying to eat on a day-to-day basis. That should challenge you just beyond your capabilities so that you can adapt and grow. The only way you'll know if you can handle that pressure is by going put yourself in that pressure, and then seeing how you react, see what your systems are like, see what your routines are like, see how your mental side of things are you capable, or do you learn the capabilities? Because only when you step in water and you jump into water do you learn really how to swim. You can do it on the sidelines as much as possible, you can practice it without the water, but until you jump in the water, you don't really know if you can swim or not. And it's very similar to that scenario. But finding things hard and finding things difficult is an essential part of the process of learning any skill. Being more adherent to your diet is a skill. Being more habitually based around steps, or doing more steps on a day-to-day basis, is a skill. Learning a new language is a skill. And by going from one stepping stone to the next, by one phase to the next, one opportunity and process to the next, you will find that there will be some level of challenge. The harder it gets away from that homeostasis of normal, until that normal shifts into what you're doing now. What we do 6 months from now will be adaptable. Our bodies are adaptable beings. It won't be set backwards where it used to be. So when you create these new levels of challenge, just know that your homeostasis, if you do it for a longer period of time, that will become your new normal. But that's what the challenge is. That's what the hard is. So when you're going through a hard time, when you're being challenged continuously, just remember the purpose of the challenge is to move forwards. If the challenge is too big, back off a little bit and take less challenge. But if you're going through a challenge that is a little bit uncomfortable, that is manageable, and it's for a greater purpose, then continue going. You're in the right zone.